Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today we have a matchup between the Cleveland Indians and the Detroit Tigers. On the mound for Cleveland is Ross Grimsley, who's 4-8 with a 4.31 ERA, and he's going to be facing off against Dave Rozema, who's 4-5 with a 5.43 ERA. In yesterday's game, we came back and won in the bottom of the ninth, 8-7. It was a game where, much like the first game of the series, we had our chances and we kept blowing it. And then by some stroke of luck and a little bit of poor pitching from closer Mike Stanton, he walked the bases loaded, wild pitched the tying run in, and then Champ Summers got a base hit down the left field line to win the game. I know I just gave you the spoiler there, but if you haven't watched this game, it's actually worth watching. It was a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. Definitely one of the more entertaining games of the season. So let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. And we're going to do something a little bit different today. This is going to be my trial run. What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the batting order and then present you with their 1980 Topps baseball cards so you know what they looked like in this year 1980. And I will also show you their statistics for each player. This is going to be the first time doing this, so I'm hoping it'll be smooth, but maybe after a couple of games it'll iron itself out. So batting first for the Cleveland Indians is Alan Bannister. Here's Bannister's stats. Feel free to pause the game if you want to take a longer look at the season for him. Batting second and DHing is Carl Pagel. Batting third and playing left field is Mike Hargrove. Batting fourth and playing first base is Andre Thornton. Batting fifth and catching is Ron Hassey. Batting sixth and playing right field is Miguel Delaney. Batting seventh and playing third base is Toby Harrah. Batting eighth and playing center field is Rick Manning. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is Tom Verizor. And here's Dave Rozema's stats, if you want to take a look real quick. Okay, let's get this game going. Batting first is Alan Bannister, who's going to have a line drive to right field. It's going to be caught. We have Champ Summers playing right field today because Ross Grimsley is a left-hander. Next up is Carl Pagel. He's going to ground it to Brookins at third, and that's going to be 2 out. The other defensive change is I have Trammell playing first and Mark Wagner playing shortstop in order to get another righty into the lineup. Rozema walks Hargrove. So 2 down for Andre Thornton, and Thornton's going to pop it up on the infield. And as we head to the bottom of the first, I'm going to go ahead and do the Tigers lineup. This is something I've never done before for the Tigers, so hopefully you find this a little bit interesting. So batting first and playing second base today is Lou Whitaker. Batting second and playing first base is Alan Trammell. Batting third and playing left field is Steve Kemp. Batting cleanup and playing catcher is Carlton Fisk. Batting fifth and playing center field is Barry Bonnell. Batting sixth and playing right field today is Champ Summers. Batting seventh and DHing is Rick Peters. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is Mark Wagner. And batting ninth and playing third base is Tommy Brookins. All right. So batting first is Lou Whitaker, leading off against lefty Ross Grimsley. And Whitaker's going to get a base hit into right field. I'm sorry, let me show you Ross Grimsley's stats here too. You can take a look at that. Okay, so base hit for Whitaker. That's a good start to the game. Whitaker and Trammell had back-to-back home runs in yesterday's game. Although I did have Trammell batting ninth. And then the third home run of yesterday's game was Richie Hebner, who's not playing today, but he has the team leading 10th home run. So one down, runner at second, as Trammell grounds to third. And Kemp comes up. He's going to get a double to center field, and that's going to score Whitaker. So we get the one-run lead here. We haven't had too many leads so far this series, as Cleveland is shown to be a pretty tough foe, even though they're in dead last. So Fisk flies out to center field. We're not going to risk the third out being at third base with an below-average runner. Barry Bonnell's up, and he's going to get a base hit to center field. I'm going to send Kemp. I'm going to send him, even though it's right there. Yes, okay. So 2-0 lead. Barry Bonnell gets the RBI. And here's Champ Summers, who is a lefty. He's batting .280 versus lefties, so that's why I'm letting him play today. There you go. There's a base hit to right. Bonnell's going to take the extra base and stop at third. And 2 outs, runners at first for Rick Peters, who's batting .355 versus lefties. That's why he's in there at DH instead of Lance Parrish. And Peters is going to get a base hit to left. That's going to score the third run of the game. And the Tigers have 5 hits in this inning and a nice little rally going. So that's with 2 outs, that's going to bring up Mark Wagner, and he's going to hit it down the left field line for a base hit. Another run scores. Peters advances to third, and we are now batting through the lineup as Tommy Brookins comes up with 2 outs. And Tommy's going to hit it off the wall. Both runs are going to score, and we have batted around. And 6 runs are on the board. Tommy Brookins back over 200. So all credit to him. 2 outs for Lou Whitaker, and Whitaker's going to pop it up to show some mercy on Ross Grimsley. So a huge 6-0 lead. This is kind of what I expected our team to do to the Indians, as Rozema starts off by walking the lead runner after putting 6 runs on the board. Oh, and the next guy. So Rozema is considering giving back some runs as Hera grounds it to Brookins. Turn 2? Yes, we do. So we get a double play. 2 down for Rick Manning with Hasse on third base. And Manning is going to ground it to second base. So we get out of that little bit of a jam, and we head to the bottom of the second with Trammell leading off the inning. Trammell is going to fly out to right field, right center, and that's going to be the first out. And Steve Kemp comes up. He had a double in the first inning. He's going to line out to center field. So 2 down. Here's Carlton Fisk, and Fisk is going to get a base hit to left. He hits lefties so well. No, we're not going to stretch it into a double. It's only a 30% chance. So with Fisk at first, we're going to let Barry Bonnell swing away. Why not? Oh, there we go. Home run to right field. And it's a 2-run jack for Bonnell. That's his 10th home run of the season. Ties for the team lead with Richie Hebner. And it's 8-0. So 2 down, and Champ Summers grounds out to short. So we head to the top of the third. 8-0 Detroit. And Rozema gets Verizon to ground it back to the pitcher, and Verizer's out at first. So one down for Bannister. Bannister is going to get a base hit to right field. He is he's only batting .244, but for whatever reason, he hits us so well. So one down. Carl Pagel hits it back to Rozema. Turn two. Nope, get the lead runner at second. And two down for Mike Hargrove, who had 2 home runs in the first game of the series. And a 3-0 pitch, he gets a base hit through the left side. And first and second for power man Andre Thornton. Thornton walks. That's 4 walks for Rozema, who does not normally walk people. So Rozema's at 49 pitches. Here's Ron Hasse, bases loaded, and Hasse's going to ground it to Trammell at first, and that'll be the final out. So Rozema's put himself into a couple of precarious situations as Peter strikes out, but Rozema's been able to get out of it. Mark Wagner flying out to center field for the second out. And here's Tom Brookins. .206 batting average, and another base hit. Finally, Brookins is breaking out of his season-long slump. So a runner at first base. I would love to have him steal, but up 8 runs, I guess that's against one of baseball's unwritten rules, so we're not going to do that. So Whitaker pops up, and that's going to be the third out. And we go to the top of the fourth. Miguel Delaney leads off the inning. And he walks. Wow. I'm sorry, I just need to look. Yeah, so he was 12 walks and 24 strikeouts in 72 innings before this game. And he's walked 5, so he just doesn't have it. But we want to get him through 5, right? Hera is going to line out to the left, and that's going to be the first out. So one down for number 8 hitter, Rick Manning. Summers is going to chase that down into the right center field gap, and that's going to be the second out. Bringing up number 9 hitter, Tom Verizer, grounding to Whitaker. And that's the third out of the inning. So to the bottom of the fourth, Grimsley's still in there. He's only thrown 51 pitches, even though he's given up 8 runs. So he's become efficient, at least, as we're swinging at everything now. Trammell grounded to short, and Kemp's going to get a little duck snort into left center field. We're not going to try to stretch that for a double. So runner at first for Fisk. And Fisk is going to hit a long fly ball to the left. It's going to fall just short of the fence. And that's a long fly ball for the second out. That's going to bring up Barry Bonnell. And Bonnell's going to get an infield hit to first. That's 12 hits given up by Grimsley. I'm not sure who the Indians manager was in 1980. But apparently he hates Ross Grimsley enough to keep him in there at this point. Summers grounds out to shortstop, and that'll be the end of the inning. So we're heading to the fifth. Rozema's at 72 pitches. He's got to be close to his limit. Bannister is going to fly out to right. Summers has that for the first out. So one down. Carl Pagel comes to the plate, and he's going to get a double down the right field line. So runner at second. And here's Hargrove, who's got a .359 batting average versus righties. I'm sure I mentioned that yesterday's game. And he's going to get a double down the right field line. So that's going to score Pagel. And the Indians are on the board. And now we have to worry about Rozema getting through this inning, as Thornton hits a long fly ball to center. 415 feet, but that's the deepest outfield in the majors at 440. So not far enough for Thornton. And Hasse's going to ground it to third, and that will be the final out of the inning. So we do manage to get Rozema through 5. He does give up 1 run. And I think we should feel pretty good about that. Rick Peters gets in on the hit parade, and he gets a base hit to right. So runner at first for Mark Wagner. He's going to fly out to center field. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. So here's Tommy Brookins, got a couple of hits this game. And he's going to ground it to second. Will that be 2? Nope, they just get the lead runner. And Lou Whitaker is 7 for 11 against Grimsley this season. And Grimsley just wants to walk him. So they're going to finally take out Ross Grimsley after 13 hits and however many walks. They're going to bring in Ramon Romero, who's 21 years old, a rookie, only pitched in a couple of games, and not particularly great. But he's their long reliever, so he's going to get an opportunity. He's also a lefty, so you probably shouldn't follow a lefty with a lefty, but they do. And Trammell's going to get a base hit. We score another run. We're not going to stretch it out. So we're going to keep it first and second for Steve Kemp. And that run is attributed to Grimsley. And Steve Kemp just blasted into the left field bleachers. That's his 8th home run. And that's going to make the score 12-1. And at some point here, we're going to put in some of the... Well, I guess most of our scrubs are in the game, right? There's Carlton Fisk. He's going to get a double into the gap. That's hit number 16. And Ramon Romero is just pouring gasoline on the fire right now. I kind of think of that dog sitting in the house with fire all around him going, "It's fine." And that's pretty much what's happening here with the Indians. So Bunnell flies out to left, and that's going to be the 3rd out. And we're going to... There's a couple righties here. We're going to let Rozema pitch and see what happens. Oh, there we go. That's his first strikeout. So even though he's officially tired now, maybe he's hitting a stride. We're going to let him pitch to Hera. And Hera's going to get a base hit. So that'll be it for Rozema as he approaches 100 pitches. So we're going to take out Rosie. And we're going to bring in Tom Hume, who did not pitch so well in his last outing. He gave up a run and kind of made our situation worse. He's going to get Manning to ground out. In fact, they're going to turn 2. And we get out of the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 6th as Hume does his job. And Champ Summers is going to lead off the inning. He's going to walk. And that's going to bring up Ricky Peters, batting .382 now versus lefties. He's going to pop it up on the infield. That's going to be the first out. So 1 down for Mark Wagner. Wagner's going to ground it to short. Is that going to be 2? Yep, there we go. Double play. So the Indians get out of that inning. We head to the top of the 7th. Leading off will be Tom Verizor. And Verizor's going to fly out to right field. That'll be the first out. Then we have Alan Bannister, who's going to ground out to second base. And then I guess we're going to let Hume finish off this inning, even though there's lefties up. And he gets Carl Pagel. So good job by Hume. So we have Brookins leading off the bottom of the 7th. Still up 12-1. Brookins grounds it to short. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. Whitaker comes up and lines it to left. That's going to be 2 down. And here's Trammell. Trammell's going to ground it weakly to second. And that's been 2 full innings with no runs scored. So I guess maybe we got it out of our system. It's the 8th inning. We're going to bring in Capizzello, who's just been awesome. I hope I don't jinx him by saying that, but he's been really good since he got called up. He's going to start off by facing Hargrove, who he strikes out. So that's one down. Up comes Andre Thornton, who's going to get a base hit to right field. So runner on first for Ron Hasse, who's 2 for 3 against Capizzello. And, he's going to get a blooper right over Whitaker's head. That's going to be a base hit. Thornton's going to go to third. And now we're looking at first and third. And, I need to let Capizzello pitch to some righties, so I'm not worried about any runs being scored, really. As Delaney grounds it to third, is that going to be 2? Oh, no, they hold the runner at third. Get the runner at first. Hasse moves up a bag. And that couldn't have went any better. So 2 down. Here's Toby Hara. And Capizzello throws a wild pitch, and there's the run scored. So that's the second run on the board for Cleveland. And then Harris strikes out looking. So 12-2, bottom of the 8th. We're going to keep those guys out of the game. We're just going to go with what we have. Normally I would switch out some batters, but there's no point. Everybody else on the bench is on the bench for a reason today, as Kemp strikes out to lead off the top of the 8th. And then Carlton Fisk deposits one into the left field bleachers. So that is Fisk's 9th home run, and he really does crush lefties. If I probably just batted him versus lefties, he'd probably have 400 batting average. So 2 down as Bennell flies out to center. Got 17 hits on the board this game, and Summers strikes out. So top of the 9th, and hopefully we can put the Indians out of the mercy here, as Manning's going to pop it up in foul ground to the first baseman Trammell, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Here's number 9 hitter Tom Verizor. Verizor's going to ground it past Wagner at short, and that's going to be a base hit. So runner at first. Here's Alan Bannister. Bannister is going to ground it to short. Is that going to be 2? It is. So the game is over on a double play by Verizor. And we win that one 13-2. And now there's a trade offer. The Cardinals are offering me right fielder Bernie Carbo for Barry Bonnell. And that's going to be a huge no. He's cheaper, younger, and better. So the answer is no. Let's take a look at transactions. Nothing new of note. Let's pull up the box score. This is going to be a good one. Who's going to be the player of the game? Tigers put up so many runs, it's hard to even know. So as the box score opens, I just want to say thanks again for everyone watching this. I hope you enjoyed this new version. I'll get a little bit smoother with it as we go along. Looks like it's going to be between Kemp and Bonnell. And I think we're going to give it to Kemp because he hit the home run. He has more RBIs. So Kemp will be the player of the game today. Rozema wins his second start in a row. And Grimsley just got taken out behind the woodshed on that game. And his manager did him no favors. So anyway, that's it. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.